if a severe overbite is identified that is different from the surrounding teeth, it is recommended that the area be software cut and the bite realigned. Last time, I mentioned that there could be occlusion errors during scanning. If there's a problem with occlusal alignment, it doesn't matter how good your crown design is. You won't make a good crown. That's why it's necessary to check if there are any occlusion issues before starting the design. These are easy to find occlusal errors. The first is a severe overbite of a certain teeth. The second is when there is anterior-posterior tilting. The third is that a scanned bite differ from the actual occlusal points. First, let's show the case of a severe overbite of a certain tooth. I want to check a case where I didn't anticipate and made an error. I placed the crown and checked the occlusion. A single sheet of 12 micrometers thick occlusal paper comes out easily in front of the crown. Fold it once and it becomes 2 sheets. This also comes out. Fold it again to make 4 sheets. This time it gets stuck but it comes out. Fold it again, for a total of 3 folds and 8 sheets. Finally, it doesn't come out. You can see that it is as high as between 4 and 8 sheets. In terms of thickness, this translates to about 48 to 96 micrometers. Adjusting the occlusal error, it took me about 9 minutes. That's pretty inefficient. Let's run this case through the Medit occlusal analyzer to see if we can identify the problem and improve it. We can see that there is an overbite in certain teeth. Select Edit Mode. Cut out the offending tooth and refine the bite scan. Select Alignment Mode and try to realign. Select the Manual Alignment tool and press the Detach All button to move it back to the pre-alignment position. Then define 2 to 3 points on the maxilla and mandible and their corresponding points on the occlusion data. Activate compensation and select the third step. The alignment has changed, but it's hard to tell if it's a desirable correction. Let's save and exit to check the relationship of the mandible to the crown we designed earlier. Run Medit Design. Enter Measurement Mode. Cut a cross-section of the designed crown area. The overlap measurements are 45 and 72 micrometers. This is consistent with the clinical results, which were 48 to 96 micrometers higher. Based on this case, we can conclude that before designing, if a severe overbite is identified that is different from the surrounding teeth, it is recommended that the area be software cut and the bite realigned. The second is when there is an anterior or posterior tilt. It's easy to look for things that are tilted in the anterior-posterior direction. I was able to identify this issue before design and use the Medit occlusal analyzer to solve it. It won't be perfect, of course, but you'll be able to make a crown that fits easily with minor adjustments. In this patient's case, 2 crowns were fabricated, one for the initial bite and one for the modified bite. I was informed that the second crown was used to finalize the treatment. The last is when the scanned occlusion differs from the actual occlusion. If you take a bite with an occlusal paper and scan it, the scan data will show the occlusal points. If the intersection of the scan file differ from the actual occlusal points, it's time to refine with the occlusion analyzer. Cut out the overbite and realign it with the next bite scan file. You should see an improved result. This is the conclusion of the first topic. You should check for occlusal issues before designing. If problems are found, it's helpful to modify them using software.